Sally Field's journey to becoming one of Hollywood's most beloved actresses was marked not just by fame and acclaim, but by deep personal struggles and the constant search for love and acceptance. Born on November 6, 1946, in Pasadena, California, Sally's early years were far from ideal. Her parents' marriage dissolved when she was just 4, leaving her with a fractured sense of stability. Divorce in the 1950s was heavily stigmatized, and for young Sally, it meant not just separation, but the loss of a solid foundation. She was raised by her mother, Margaret, a working actress, and her distant father, Richard, a World War II veteran. Despite the outward glamour of her mother's career, Sally often felt abandoned and isolated, a child struggling to find her place in a world that felt unwelcoming. A childhood of abandonment and trauma. The real tragedy in Sally's childhood, however, came after her mother remarried. Her stepfather, Jock Mahoney, a Hollywood stuntman and actor, became a figure who would profoundly impact her life. To the public, he was charismatic and adventurous, but privately, he abused Sally emotionally and physically. In her memoir, In Pieces, 2018, Sally opened up about the devastating abuse she endured, which left psychological scars that would haunt her for years. Her mother, who should have been her protector, either did not see or chose not to recognize the pain Sally was experiencing. For Sally, the betrayal was twofold: suffered by her stepfather and ignored by her mother. These early experiences of trauma, silence, and betrayal would shape her deeply and affect her relationships in the years to come. Acting, a lifeline, and an escape. Despite the turmoil of her early years, Sally found an escape in acting. It wasn't about fame or recognition. For Sally, acting became a survival mechanism. Through acting, she could become someone else, someone without the scars and pain that defined her. As she navigated Hollywood's demanding world, she found solace in playing characters that allowed her to express herself in ways she couldn't in her personal life. Acting for Sally was not just a career, it was a lifeline. It offered her a space to breathe, to find meaning in the chaos, and to channel her deeply buried emotions. In many ways, acting became her way of healing, even though the wounds of her past continued to follow her. Hollywood's sweetheart with a hidden pain. By the time Sally Field reached her late teens, she had already become a recognizable face in Hollywood. At just 18 years old, she landed her first major role in Gig, 1965, a sitcom that showcased her as a carefree surfer girl. Though the role brought her instant recognition and a wholesome public image, it masked the silent pain she was enduring. Sally was quickly typecast into light-hearted roles that reinforced the girl-next-door persona. But behind the scenes, she was struggling with deep emotional wounds, questioning her identity, and feeling trapped in a role she didn't want to play. Her time on The Flying Nun, 1967, solidified her place as a television darling, but it also intensified her inner conflict. The show, with its quirky premise and light-hearted tone, made her a household name, but it left Sally feeling humiliated and frustrated. She didn't want to be defined by such roles. The role of a lifetime, Sybil and Breaking Through. In 1976, Sally Field's career took a dramatic turn with her role in Sybil, the true story of a woman with dissociative identity disorder. This role required Sally to delve into the darkest corners of her own psyche, confronting the very pain she had long suppressed. Each personality that she portrayed in Sybil mirrored her own fractured sense of self, making the performance incredibly personal and emotionally taxing. It was a role that left Sally raw, but it also showcased her exceptional talent. Her portrayal of Sybil won her an Emmy Award, marking the moment when Hollywood could no longer dismiss her. Sally had proven that she was more than just a sitcom star. She was a force to be reckoned with. Norma Ray, a triumph of personal and professional rebirth. Following her success in Sybil, Sally took on the role of Norma Ray in 1979, a Southern textile worker fighting for workers' rights. In many ways, This role was a reflection of Sally herself, someone who had fought her way to the top, who had endured pain and personal sacrifice. The character of Norma Ray was a woman who demanded to be heard, just as Sally had spent years demanding her voice be recognized. Her performance was powerful, authentic, and deeply moving. It earned her her first Academy Award for Best Actress, a moment that represented not just professional achievement but personal vindication. Sally had finally silenced the doubts and labels that had haunted her throughout her career. Heartbreak and betrayal in Sally Field's personal life. Despite her professional triumphs, Sally's personal life continued to be marked by heartbreak and disappointment. Her first marriage to Stephen Craig, her high school sweetheart, ended in 1975 after several years of struggle. Though their divorce was quiet and private, it was the first painful lesson for Sally that love alone could not sustain a relationship. Just 2 years later, Sally entered a tumultuous relationship with Burt Reynolds, one of Hollywood's biggest stars. Their on and off romance was filled with passion, but also intense insecurity and emotional abuse. Sally opened up about how Burt belittled her talent and doubted her ability to succeed. His lack of support, especially when she won the Oscar for Norma Ray, left her feeling unseen and unappreciated. Their relationship ended in 1982, leaving Sally with deep emotional scars. A new beginning. Marriage to Alan Greisman. After years of tumultuous relationships, Sally Field found a sense of peace and stability with producer Alan Greisman, whom she married in 1984. Their relationship was quieter and more grounded, offering Sally the love and security she had longed for. While their marriage brought her personal happiness, it was also a reminder that Sally had spent much of her life searching for something that could heal the wounds of her past. In the years that followed, Sally continued to find fulfillment in her career, taking on diverse roles and proving that she was far more than a typecast actress. But beneath the surface, the struggles of her early life continued to shape her. The hidden cost of fame. Sally Field's emotional journey. Sally Field's rise to fame came at a great personal cost. The roles that made her famous also demanded a level of vulnerability that left her emotionally drained. She poured herself into her performances, often at the expense of her own well-being. Despite the accolades and recognition, Sally struggled with depression, self-doubt, and the constant battle between her public image and private pain. In interviews, she has spoken openly about how acting often left her feeling empty and lost, as if the emotional toll of her work was too much to bear. But through it all, Sally found the strength to keep going. She continued to push herself, refusing to be defined by her past and proving that the deepest scars could give birth to the most powerful artistry. Legacy of strength and vulnerability. Sally Field's enduring impact. Today, Sally Field is celebrated not just for her talent, but for her resilience and the honesty she brought to her craft. She proved that true strength lies in vulnerability, and that the most painful experiences can lead to profound artistic expression. Her journey from child star to accomplished actress is a testament to her courage, determination, and the healing power of storytelling. Sally's legacy is one of breaking barriers, overcoming obstacles, and, above all, embracing the fullness of her humanity. Her story continues to inspire others to find their own voice and to never stop fighting for their place in the world.